My literacy night theme is space. Our library is out of this world. So for my space theme, I chose a few different types of books in my bibliography. Some of my nonfiction examples are 100 Billion Trillion Stars, Smithsonian's Space, the Universe as You've Never Seen It Before, and Out of This World, which if you watched either of my book talks earlier, one of them was Out of This World. I really loved the pictures, and I learned so many little details from the statistics in it. I thought it was so interesting. My students really like the books like D.K. Smithsonian, those little factual books. They can't get enough of those. So I think those are fun to include. For my fiction books, I included things like The Girl Who Drank the Moon, Space Case by Stuart Gibbs. I love his Spy School series, and The Countdown Conspiracy, which is a book that I received that I think looks really fun and interesting. So I think the space theme will be something different for students, but I think it's something that even though they don't maybe think about it all that much, it's a really fascinating topic. And when I was in 5th and 6th grade, it was a topic that really interested me. So here's my bookmark and my poster for literacy night. And so why space? So through space, we can teach science with reading and STEM skills. We can teach astronomy, constellation, and use space apps. I think the little apps that are available for iPads or Chromebooks are interesting, and kids would enjoy pointing them toward the stars and finding constellations. If they don't do that with their families, I think that is something that they would really enjoy doing. There's fun snack potential like Oreo Phases of the Moon, or fun things that we can do outside like glow-in-the-dark chalk. For learning, I think there are so many ways that we can promote lifelong learning and reading motivation. So beginning with the range of books for astronomy, everything from biographies to graphic novels to fiction. For my resource event, I'm having the Astronomy Club of Oklahoma City come and use their big giant telescopes for students to look at stars and planets. They can discuss those things with people from the club. And I just think as they grow up, they will remember how they were able to actually see the planets and what is possible. They may even find interest in a career or hobby that will stay with them over their lifetime, sharing these memories with their families that they will potentially remember. And they may even have more wonder at nights when they look at the sky and pay more attention to the world around them. So for my free choice activity, I set up 3 lab stations from the book Astronomy Lab for Kids. And I think this would be a fun thing to do, to just have like kits available that kids could check out. I really like this series, and I would like to maybe have some of these different books and different activities in my library for checkout in general. But I picked 3 different lab stations from this book, hopefully encouraging them to get the book and try some of the others at home. So the changing moon and eclipse, and then the sun and the moon are just easy things to do with lamps and balls where you block the light and you see how these things actually work. The pennies and planets, you have different planets that weigh different amounts with pennies, and you can kind of see how an object on Earth compares to the weight of that same object on another planet. And then I really love the experiment, Why is the Sky Blue? I don't know that I really knew that it was because of the gases in the air, and the red, orange, and yellow gas moves to the ground and the blue light is scattered, and that's why the sky looks blue to us. So there was a little experiment that showed that, and I just thought it was really interesting and something I didn't know before. So hopefully, doing those experiments and reading the books will encourage them to read the books more, to learn more about all of these things that they're learning. So my literacy response engagement activity was creating a concrete found poem based on the poems in and Out of This World, Poems and Facts About Space that I liked back here, this bottom left example. So, bottom right. So on this one, they were using words from the poems to create a drawing, and these drawings were for another project. But kind of in the same vein, I can imagine different planets being made out of words, or just constellations, or I think kids have such great creativity and they don't often get to do a lot of art projects in school these days. So I think this is an opportunity to take advantage of that, as well as I think the words in the poems were just so cool. So I really hoped that someone might see that in a different light. So I think especially for my grade, for middle school, 5th and 6th grade, students sometimes have a hard time wanting to like a picture book. It's not as cool. So I think finding creative ways to use the picture book so they can see different potential and see that it's okay to still like a picture book is something that I want them to notice. So I'm hoping that through applying that in some of these projects that they will have a curiosity and an eagerness to just enjoy a picture book sometimes too. So overall, I hope that my Literacy Night theme on space will encourage children to become lifelong learners, to appreciate space and stars and constellations, have a curiosity about the world, and want to continue learning about that for a long time to come. Thanks.